of technology is limitless. Today from Nigeria, I can put a call through to China and even decide to have a face-to-face conversation, and as well keep close tabs on loved ones. There is also the liberty to hold meetings with as many people at the same time from all parts of the world. With a snap of a finger, you have access to all kinds of information and any topic of interest, right? That is how much social media has eased interpersonal relationships. Whether it be personal or official, these, however, are not without challenges. For instance, there is the risk of falling victim of fraudsters. We have also heard of cases of unconscious addiction that has caused some persons health issues. How about social media platforms influence our collective lives, looking at it as a tool for negative propaganda? These and many more unbalances the scale when looking at the benefits or otherwise of the social media. Welcome to this edition of Dateline 360. I am Momso Damien Ati. While the tools of social media are easily accessible as a new communications platform with tremendous real-time opportunities, the rules, however, are necessarily not in the mind, rather in the method we apply them. Moses Ode in this report sampled the opinion of informed persons on merits and demerits of social media and how they impact people's lives daily.
Social networking and other online media are great tools for engagement and two-way communications. But given the nature of these two-way real-time communications, there is a potential for significant risk associated with inappropriate use. The earliest methods of communicating across great distances were written correspondences delivered by hand. In other words, letter writing was one of the earliest forms of postal services, and it dates back to 550 BC. In 1792, the telegraph was invented, allowing messages to be delivered over long distances far faster than a horse rider could carry them. And then, the pneumatic drive through banking post was developed in 1865, which created another way for letters to be delivered quickly between recipients through underground pressurized air tubes to carry capsules from one area to another. The first recognizable social media site, 6 Degrees, was created in 1979, enabling users to upload his profile and make friends with other users. This was followed by the introduction of the first blogging sites in 1999, creating a social media sensation as it began to explode in popularity, with sites like MySpace and LinkedIn gaining prominence in the early 20s, while PhotoBucket and Flickr facilitated online photo sharing, making it different from the radio and telephone. The advent of YouTube in 2005 and Facebook in 2006 created an entirely new way for people to communicate real-time and share with each other in distant places.
It is easier these days for you to get across your relation who is in US, who is in Europe, and all that through the social media. It costs just a little for you to do all of that, whether it's by video call, by text, by audio.
Through the social media, you can get many people just from your spot of call, and you can get wide into the world.
It saves costs because you don't have, if you're selling online, you don't have to pay for rent, you don't have to pay for business premises, and it has a wider coverage.
Of course it does a lot, because people need to hype their business, people need to publicize their business to people to buy. A lot of people now run their WhatsApp as a business venture where they sell on their goods and services.
Other sites like Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and a host of others thereafter were discovered and have continued to garner attention with a great number of followership because of their features and exciting experience. Despite the amazing features these social platforms provides some users and professionals, one of the challenges associated with it.
You give students books to read, and after a while they are tired. But when they're on the internet, they don't know that time is going. But then that has a disadvantage. Because if they get to the wrong site, when they're actually trying to do something, you are looking for something else pops up. So if you're not focused on what you're doing, the thing that popped up might just, take your interest and you spend time there.
Managing a patient whose vision is far gone due to some diseases like glaucoma. And then when they read this thing from the social media that there's a tablet or there's a concoction that can clear glaucoma, they abandon their treatment, and then you end up losing the remaining vision for that patient because of misinformation. Some people are there, they log on to social media applications, they create fake accounts, and they use these fake accounts to commit crimes against you. They bully you, but the ones you do not know, you can't even get justice, and it affects your mental being. Some people go as far as committing suicide when certain crimes on social media are being committed against.
Today, there is a tremendous variety of social networking sites, and many of them can be linked to allow cross-posting. This creates an environment where users can reach the maximum number of people without sacrificing the intimacy of person-to-person communications. We can only speculate about what the future of social networking may look like in the next decade or century. For now, it seems clear that it will exist in some forms for as long as humanity continues to exist. In Makudi for Dateline 360, Moses Ode.
It is audible to the deaf and visible to the blind. Speaking poetically, that the advent of social media has reduced the world into a single community, providing unlimited possibilities and opportunities as never seen before by the human race. From the perspective of social media manipulations to cause panic and anxiety in the society through fake news and disinformation, Yunusa Suleiman from Yobe State examines the social media phenomenon.
With more than 4 billion active users worldwide according to available statistics, there is no iota of doubt to the fact that social media has become an integral part of our society, and this new innovation has continued to redefine the way people interact with each other. Is social media a blessing or a curse? This is the question that Deadline 360 crew asked a cross-section of the public, and the respondents have this to say.
So when we're talking about social media, what will come to your mind is globalization. And globalization, when you look at it critically, it has made life very easy because it is an intensification of worldwide social relation. It links distinct localities.
I can say social media is a blessing to our generation, looking at how we can have information at our fingertips. Defamation of people's character on social media. This is rampant and is very challenging to our generation, people using social media platforms and falsely accusing people without knowing.
I think it can be a blessing, and as well it can be a curse. It is just like a coin of both sides. But the importance of social media cannot be overemphasized. Most importantly, so many young men and women are making businesses, are making a lot of money through the use of social media handles. And it may be a cause sometimes, looking at how fake information are being carried.
Furthermore, the advent of the social media has brought a new normal in the educational sector, as academic learning and research are now being carried out with lots of ease through its various platforms, even though some public affairs commentators are advocating the regulation of the new media.
Students at times, they can easily Google and get what they want. Even they can even do their project by Googling to get the materials. But this makes them to be lazy. It affects reading culture for students to go to the library and conduct research.
I still want to believe that social media is a platform that cannot be pushed away. We need it, and all we need is probably to improve the way we operate it, improve the way we handle it, and
a kind of come out with certain a kind of policies or regulations that could a kind of regulate the activities of social media.
Health, they say, is wealth. Social media addiction is one of the health issues identified by medical experts affecting the psychological well-being of users.
The social media has brought a lot of good to the world entirely. But again, the users also face certain problems or ill effects of the use of those handles. And this includes Facebook depression arising from the use of social media, either from group or other issues. And then it also includes isolation and other social or antisocial behavior. Sleep disorders has also arisen from the use of social media.
Well, you had it all from a professional. Therefore, a word is enough for the wise. In Damaturu, Yunusa Suleiman, reporting for Deadline 360.
Hoping that their educational deprivation is not the end of the world.
Agencies and stakeholders to proactively tackle these challenges.
Women in most countries of the world constitute about 50% of registered voters.
Kevin Williams, reporting for Dateline 360.
In Jos, Caleb Gochin, Deadline 360.
Deadline 360. Shidi Okrafo.
For Deadline 360.
In Lagos, Michael Olaleye.
Reporting for Deadline 360.
I am Omosola Omojola. Thanks for tuning in. Expository Yunusa, thank you. Shehu Mohammed Dati from Sokoto, in our next feature, looks at the benefits of social media platforms for boosting the socio-economic development of the country.
Communication is one of the characteristics of human beings. Nowadays, social media platforms have become ways of communication between and among people. As usual, most of the technological inventions do come with their own challenges, and many see exposure to alien cultures as some of the problems associated with social or new media. New media has gradually become a thing to reckon with in every aspect of human life.
There is no time in the history of the world when education is cheaper and more accessible to people than now. Take any platform, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and what have you. There are educational contents there where people can learn a lot.
To some people, social media is a platform for buying and selling in spite of challenges posed by scammers.
And I do marketing. With all those marketing, I do get paid, then render services to them. At times, I'm a writer as well. So all this freelancing, that's where I get my clients from, then make money from there.
Social media platform is useful for updates and for research. I enjoy WhatsApp because WhatsApp is just all about your contacts, only people you know. So you chat and interact with them.
However, according to Chairman Newspapers Vendors Association, Sokoto State, Mala Haruna, who has been a vendor for more than 40 years, said social media has crippled their business and most of the news items are now available on different platforms. Keeping people abreast of happenings around the globe is the responsibility of trained journalists, but social media has greatly aided citizen journalism and adversely promoted spread of fake news.
An encouragement is for journalists to take ownership of social media so that the professionalism in journalism can be applied in social media, that is the new media, and the world will be good for it.
Although many see social media as a promoter of immorality, but Mansur Buhari said users of such platforms have a choice.
It is a matter of choice. You choose what you want to see. If you want to see nudity, you search it yourself, you type it yourself. And when you have that urge, even on social media, remember the days of Loli, where people would go and buy Loli and the Loli magazine and read it. And sometimes they will even keep it where children can have access to it and read it. So in terms of moral decadence, with or without social media, people choose to. That is why in many of these platforms, there is an age limit for you to be able to use them.
Government should come in by, enabling laws on the use of social media. Yes, there was an attempt sometime, although there were some debates against that, but I think it is timely because the world or Nigeria is benefiting negatively in the area of fake news, in the area of disinformation and misinformation. So if the social media or the new media is not regulated, I'm afraid that we are going to suffer for it.
In Sokoto, Show Muhammad Datti reporting for Dateline 360.
And now to Abuja. Connectivity stands out to be the primary objective of social media, also referred to as the new media. This modern revolution to information sharing brings new changes to the world per time, redefining our modes of socialization. Justin Bem Onyi seeks to find out the negative impacts of social media that accompany the huge benefits inherent.
These images you see are those of young teen suspects who were arrested for allegedly carrying out a virtuous murder of a 17-year-old girl, Sofiat, just a couple of months ago somewhere in Nigeria. The alleged suspects gave details of how they carried out the murder, and according to them, they cut off the victim's head to satisfy their get-rich-quick syndrome by engaging in money rituals, which they learned through a Facebook page with over 27,000 followers. The Facebook is just one out of numerous social media platforms where many people across the globe have used to make life-changing connections and build successful careers. Information and communication technology has changed rapidly over the past 20 years, with a key development being the emergence of social media. The pace of change is accelerating. For example, the development of mobile technology has played an essential role in shaping the impact of social media. Across the globe, mobile devices dominate in terms of total minutes spent online. They put the means to connect anywhere, at any time, on any device, in everyone's hands. Across an array of platforms such as the Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, WhatsApp, TikTok, YouTube, WeChat, just to mention a few. Social media has broadened social connectivity, influenced political participation, enhanced learning, commerce, training, and development.
Social media can be a blessing and a curse at the same time, but mostly it's a blessing because it helps with a whole lot of stuff.
Things that without social media you can't do them at this 21st generation we are.
Instance now, there are a lot of times that like you need something like social media has like made it very easy for us, like you just go, you see it.
It's good in the aspect that it helps a lot. Yeah. People employ the virtual space now and do things that they never imagined they can do.
One of the advantages that the social media has brought about is that it brought about one empowerment to young Nigerians. There are so many persons that have leverage on the possibility or the influence that the social media has come with to begin to earn for themselves. So as a result of this, most persons, majority of youth, let me not generalize anyway, but youth have now found a place where they can go sell their products, earn money from selling their products, and make money for themselves. Because that's one. Two, it's by extension that's dropping the unemployment rate. Because
on the flip side, there are arguments that these innovations are corrupting human interaction and credibility, where mental health is also a factor to ponder on. Regulatory oversights for these innovations, to an extent, experts opine, would curb the excesses and negative impact therein.
Well, it's a cost to this generation because it has spoiled many of our youth in the country. Besides,
Even the youth of nowadays no longer obey their parents, don't do the house chores, and do some reliable things according to their mother.
But at the same time, people use it for corruption, bad things. For example, you can use somebody's picture and scam people.
So the social media account, while it's a very good tool to sell your products, to earn money, to make friends, to get globally connected, it's also a tool that has the ability to influence people to take decisions that, even though the decisions may not be good for the benefits of the country. So the influence that social media commands can be misappropriated and can be misused. So what I generally would want to advocate, as I will always be saying, is we can maximize the advantage that comes from the presence and the use of social media and minimize the consequences or the disadvantage or implication that comes from having the social media at our disposal as a country.
It has been said that information is power. Without a means of distributing information, people cannot harness its power. One positive impact of social media is in the distribution of information in today's world. Platforms such as Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and others have made it possible to access information at a click of a button. Yes, technology has changed the way we live, work, and socialize. But caution in harnessing these innovations is the watchword. Justin Bemunyi.
While we all agree that there are numerous benefits derivable from the social media, the reports have also been able to show that these are not without negative impacts. So based on how you view it, so even as they have become indispensable to how you operate daily, ensure that you consciously apply the positive. Do join us same time next week for another interesting package. God bless Nigeria.